Chapter 5 and Song 5 Summary. Thirdly, political power is limited in its extent and so cannot give complete happiness. It also cannot eliminate fear from danger. In fact, many powerful people have been brought low because of their high positions. Chapter 5. Well, then, is royal authority and the friendship of kings able to confer power? Surely they can, since the happiness of kings endures forever. And yet, antiquity is full of examples, and our age too, of kings whose happiness has turned into calamity. How glorious a power which cannot even preserve itself! But if happiness has its source in sovereign power, would not happiness be diminished and misery inflicted in its place if that power fell short of completeness? Yet, however widely human authority may extend, there must still be more nations left over whom each individual king holds no sway. Now, at whatever point the power on which happiness depends stops, there powerlessness sneaks in and causes misery. This means that kings necessarily carry a greater weight of unhappiness. The tyrant Dionysius, who had experienced the perils of being a king, used the image of a sword hanging over a man's head to portray to Damocles the fears that haunt the throne. What sort of power, then, cannot drive the gnawings of anxiety away or thwart the stings of terror? How greatly they longed to enjoy perfect security, but cannot. Then they boast about their power. When you see someone wishing for something he cannot make happen, do you call him powerful? Do you call him powerful who surrounds himself with bodyguards, who fears those he terrifies more than they fear him, who, to keep up the appearance of power, is himself at the mercy of his slaves? Need I say anything of the friends of kings when I show that royal dominion itself is so utterly and miserably weak? Why the fullness of royal power often brings them low and involves them in its fall? Nero forced his friend and teacher Seneca to choose the manner of his death. The emperor Antoninus delivered Papinianus, who had long been powerful at court, to the swords of his soldiers. Yet each of these was willing to renounce his power. Seneca tried to surrender his wealth to Nero and enter retirement, but neither achieved his purpose. When they tottered, their very greatness dragged them down. How can you call power something that keeps people in fear while they possess it, which, when you want to keep, you are not safe, and which, when you desire to lay aside, you cannot get rid of? And can friends protect you if fortune has won them to your side, not virtue? No, someone whom good fortune has made a friend, misfortune will make an enemy. And what disease can inflict more pain than a foe who used to be your friend? Song 5. Self-Mastery. Who on power sets his aim, first must his own spirit tame. He must shun his neck to thrust through the guilty yoke of lust. For though India's far-off land bows before his wide command, distant kings their homage pay. If he cannot drive away haunting care and black distress, in his power he's powerless.